All right, we got Prince of Darkness. I learned a couple things in this last chapter we read. I was moving to New York. I mean, I didn't learn very much about Hamilton, um, but I did learn because it was mostly just about where they thought or think he was from, whether he was from Virginia or Haiti or Cuba. So that was what most of the chapter was. But I did learn something fascinating to me. So have you ever heard of The Count of Monte Cristo? There's a movie coming out like right now about it. It's also a really, really famous book. And the Three Musketeers. I did not know this. This is quite interesting to me. Read this. Hold on. Well, before we even get to that, let me read a little bit before. So there is also the tantalizing hint of a possible explanation for Hamilton's somewhat unusual first name. 120 miles from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, in the Grand Anse, a district on the peninsula that extends to the south and west of the capital, is the port of Jeremy, named after Jeremiah, the prophet of Lamentations. When the French traveler Louis Moret de Sainte-Marie visited in 1788, there were some 108 quite pretty houses. One author has recently labeled Jeremy the unofficial mulatto capital of the Western world. Its most famous son, born in 1762 of a French father and a slave mother, was Thomas Andre Dumas, who became a general in the army of the French Revolution and father of Alexandre Dumas, author of The Count of Monte Cristo and The Three Musketeers. So that's very interesting because, you know, if you looked at some of the other books or other little videos I've created, and I wrote a book about it as well, that, you know, this is a French man and a slave woman, right? So the son was more kind of like my complexion, right? Maybe a little lighter than me. And, you know, we don't get any credit for one. You know, when we say the French Revolution, we're thinking everybody's white. That's first thing. And then in The Count of Monte Cristo and Three Musketeers, if a black person wrote the Three Musketeers, how many white people were the Three Musketeers if a black person wrote it? Right? I mean, or a mulatto, excuse me. You know, someone of my complexion wrote it, all right? Just, you know, food for thought. Then something else that was quite interesting. Oh, yeah. This guy, very interesting guy. His name is, excuse me. The best known of these African-American migrants to New York was Thomas Downing. Born free in Atomac County, Virginia in 1791, Downing arrived in New York about 1819 and in the mid-1820s opened an oyster house at 5 Broad Street, premise that expanded over the ensuing decades by taking over the adjoining buildings. So this guy, Thomas Downing, the reason I have him marked is he's very important for, you know, African American history of prominence, right? Like this man, he had it going on. And even right here says, when the newspaper proprietor James Gordon Bennett faced ruin in the 1830s and was lamenting his fate in the oyster cellar, the black man quietly slipped out, returned a short while later with several $1,000s that saved the fledgling New York Herald from closing down, right? So just to kind of like put this in perspective, this is in the 1800s, right? This is the 1830s during slave times. Like in the North, you had a very prominent black man saving the New York Herald, right? So then also right here in 1845, he was reputed to paying taxes on $90,000 worth of real estate. So that's 1845. That's millions of dollars worth of real estate today. So I've taken up enough of your time. Very interesting. And at the end of it, this chapter, this is where Jeremiah Hamilton gets named the Prince of Darkness. So if you're interested in that, or if you like my little snippets, then make sure that you look out for the next video. I'm going to try to space them out because once a day I got other things I got to do too. So trying to make this specific video every single day is time pressing. So I'm going to try to do about 3 or 4 a week. All right. And because I got to get through this book as fast as possible, and then I'll type out all the notes, and so you guys will be able to get the notes if you so would like to. All right, great book's getting interesting.